We're back.
You have to do that every time now.
Yeah.
Every single one of the thumbnails will be you with that face in one of the thumbnails that I do.
Weeks in a row, 2 weeks in a row. You might not be watching it 2 weeks in a row, but
It is 2 weeks
we're
in a row.
doing
Yeah,
it 2
exactly.
weeks in a row.
The chicken sandwich. So Cole and I both I tried like an hour ago. He literally was just eating it on camera. You won't hear him eating it though. But
No, you got to intersperse. He recorded some of it. Put
okay,
a
I'll
clip
throw it in there.
right here, somewhere. The cheese is good. That's pretty solid. Someone said it was spicy. I don't really think so.
I'll put it somewhere, and then I'll also just blow up you eating into the mic really loud to just get just the real what is the proper word? What is the
ASMR.
noises? Yeah, really
ASMR.
ASMR it up
Yeah.
with him eating. Okay, do you want to go first on your review, or you want me to go first? You just ate it. You go first. What do you got?
I literally just finished it like a minute ago. It was just like, I mean, it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. It just feels unnecessary.
Okay.
And I understand that like adding new things creates excitement for the menu and for the, restaurant or whatever, and people go, but it just felt like, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
I mean, it tastes good, so I can't really complain on that front. I don't like jalapenos, so I didn't eat those. I don't like the taste. Spice is fine, I guess, but anyways, yeah. Overall, I feel like a solid 7.5, 8, somewhere.
7.5. Yeah, I agree with you on the why. That's kind of what I was thinking. It's good. My just like direct opinion of it. It's good. It's definitely worth trying once, but I don't know if I would lean towards ever getting it again. I would just prefer to have a spicy chicken sandwich and I'm dipping it into some kind of sauce. That's what I want.
True.
It's kind of the pimento cheese was good. It was kind of sweet. It definitely wasn't spicy. You don't think it was spicy, do you?
No, it wasn't. I didn't pick up any spice. I feel like if you want spice, you should do what you did and ask for the spicy, like fillet or like chicken breast.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. So if you do try it, you can get it regular or you can get a spicy filet, which I prefer a spicy filet. I think the spicy filet is a little bit crispier anyways, just like in a general sense. But yeah, it's definitely worth a try. I probably wouldn't lean towards getting it again. It was also like $7.65. It was like almost
Is it
$1
really?
too. Yeah, it's definitely more expensive than a regular one. And then my other recommendation is if you do get it, you need to eat it pretty quickly because the honey sauce and whatnot will make the buns soggy. So either eat it there or like right when you get home. Not that people wait around to eat their food, but I don't think
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Number wise, it's hard to give a number. I would probably lean. I think a 7.5, 8 is fine. It's good. It is good, but it's kind of like why. I don't know. Give me a regular sandwich and let me just smother it in Chick-fil-A sauce, and I'm a little bit happier. I don't know. Chick-fil-A sauce. What? Last episode we talked about wings being a side. I have to go right back to this. Sorry, I posted
Oh my God.
This is a totally different question. I agree that it's not a side, but I don't. I posted it on TikTok. I edited it up and posted it on TikTok. And there's a guy that asked a question about how he commented, I don't understand why people want wings with their pizza. Because we talked about that, wings with the pizza. It's just like, that shouldn't be a thing. And I was like, that's a great question, actually. It brought up another question in my mind is, which is more of an entree when it comes to these three styles of chicken and it comes from Chick-fil-A too. When I think about Chick-fil-A, is nuggets, tenders, or wings more of an entree than the others? Does it make sense as a question?
Yeah.
So like some people, they go to Chick-fil-A and they get nuggets and fries, right? So the fries are the side, the nuggets are the meal. So which is more of a meal, nuggets, tenders, or wings?
I feel like, well, now I feel like wings are almost more of a meal than nuggets,
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
which like proves your whole thing wrong,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
it does. Yes.
which makes me happy. So okay, yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah. Well, I think tenders are more of a meal than nuggets. Maybe it's just a size thing.
Uh, uh, uh,
Maybe it's just a size
I
thing.
I think I have zero opinion. Like last week when we brought it up, I had an opinion, and now I just
Done with
actually
it.
don't care about
Done with it.
wings. No, I
All
just
right.
don't care about wings anymore. We've
Okay.
talked about it, and I've heard it too many times now. I watched your thing last night, the TikTok, and I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know. I just had such an opinion on the pod, and now I don't.
Okay. Well, let's see if you have an opinion on
Now I'm
this.
kind of, yeah, I'm kind of
I have another question for you.
go.
If you had to, for the rest of your life, eat one meal from either one of these restaurants, these fast food restaurants, which one would you pick and why?
Wait, is it the same meal, or I can order anything off the menu?
It's a great question. No, it is the same exact meal. And I'm even going to give
Okay.
you the meal. Yeah, you can't have
Yikes.
variety
All
here.
right. All right.
White Castles, sliders and fries. So you can't get chicken, you can't anything else but sliders and fries. You have to eat that once a day. Or Skyline chili dogs. You have to pick one. Which one would you eat? You force to eat every day.
Do you know what's kind of funny? I've never had either of those items.
Really?
Never. I've never had a chili dog from Skyline, and I've never had a slider from White Castles.
There might be a reason. And that's
Yeah,
for the
and
reason I
I think
chose
there's
those
a
two.
really I think there's a really good reason for that. Um, just a chili dog? That's it? That's all I get?
You get multiple because they're pretty small.
No, I get that, but like, there's nothing else on the plate. Just a
I
chili dog.
honestly, I guess that do they have fries there? I don't know. I'm
I
asking the
don't know.
question. I don't even know all the information. I would say, yeah, you can get chili dog and fries. So sliders fries, chili dogs fries.
It depends on how good the fries are. The entrees are equal to me right now as far as level of disgust and
You've never had White
um,
Castle,
how good I would. I don't know, but the fries have to be a level.
so you've never had White Castle at all.
No, I haven't. My dad's a really big White Castle person,
Okay.
and not that he goes often, but he just like he talks about it every time he talks about White Castle. He's like, "Man, I love White Castles. They're so good."
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's kind of like his dad's sense of humor. You know, he's like, White Castles are the best. You know,
you definitely gotta. We gotta get you to try White Castle. That's gonna be on the things that you must try now. Skyline chili I've only had once. I would pick the White Castle over Skyline just
really?
because.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have eating White Castle every day seems rough, but I would I would go with the White Castle. Are there any two restaurants that you would put on that list of like the least favorable that you could think of to combine for me? Like what would be two that you'd be like, all right, you only eat these.
Mm,
What's the two worst fast food restaurants in your mind off the top of your head?
I don't know. I feel like White Castles is like just the iconic one, right?
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I can't. I really can't come up with a second one.
Yeah. Off the top of the
Um,
head, it's kind of hard. I mean, a lot of people
yeah.
like to.
Moby Dick
Okay.
or Long John Silver's. It's the same level of just like, why was this restaurant invented? You know?
They do well around Lent, though. I think that's the only reason they kind of survive.
Yeah. Lent is their Black Friday, you know?
We are having technical difficulties. It's okay.
Oops, that's fine.
Yeah, I think they do well because of Lent. Like that's usually the reason for it.
Yeah.
And when I go to the gym, there's a Moby Dick, and the times in which I go past a Moby Dick on the right and on the left a little bit further down, I think, or maybe up on Shelbyville Road, there's a White Castle. And when I drive past Moby Dick and it's like super fast in the middle of the day, I'm like, who's choosing to go to Moby Dick for lunch on a Tuesday so they can have explosive diarrhea on a Wednesday? Like what?
Bro, dude, I don't know. It feels bad. It feels bad, honestly. But you know,
Yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. Well, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I forgot to tell this story last time. This happened I guess like 2 weeks ago. And I'm being dead serious. This is a good story to tell because it is very truthful and it could help someone. And I should have, in hindsight, said something, but I didn't. I was at Crunch working out.
Oh, you're doing fitness stuff. Why are you doing
Yeah.
it now?
No, this is perfect. I have to tell this story. This
All
story
right,
is it's
fine. You can do it now.
I was working out and I'm just doing standing dumbbell overhead press. And there's a guy next to me on a bench. He's barbell bench pressing. And just to kind of set a picture, not to stereotype this guy, but he didn't seem like someone that had spent a lot of time in the gym. He was probably about my
Man,
height.
come on, Brandon. That
Uh,
is so rude.
I don't mean it in the rudest way. I just have to set the picture of what I'm going through during this whole process.
Okay.
So the best way to describe him is he looked like he could be just the average adult walking around at Disney World. I don't know if that's insulting or not to insult people at Disney World. And the reason I say that is
Dude,
because
what is this
he had a
description?
he had a blue jean hat on that had
That's pretty hype.
embroidered Disney characters on it. Okay, and he was probably in his 50s or 60s, full gray head of hair, and probably about 250 pounds my height. Okay,
Okay. I would buy that hat. Okay.
the hat was
Continue.
pretty baller, and he's working out in it. And he just had sat down. He's got gloves on. This is all important stuff, and just painting the picture. He's got gloves on, and he puts 135 on the bar, and
Okay.
he's going to bench press, and he doesn't have his thumb wrapped around the bar. He's got the death grip going on.
Ooh.
He's got the gloves on. Still not a great idea. And he unracks it, and I'm not really paying attention that much at this point, to be honest. Whatever. But he's doing these short, really short, choppy reps, just short, choppy. I'm like, what
Okay.
the heck is going on? Not even a half rep, just really short and choppy.
Yeah.
So after that set, I'm like, dude, this guy does not have a grip on this bar. He really needs to wrap his thumb. He immediately puts 225 on. I'm like, oh no. So another plate immediately. He's sitting
Yeah.
down. So in my mind, I mean, I'm not someone to interrupt someone or say
Say
something.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. In my mind, I was like, I need to say something because the bars at Crunch, in a lot of ways, they do have a good spin to them because they're meant to have a spin to them.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I should say
The
something.
thing's
He needs
gonna
to wrap his
roll out
thumb.
of
This
his
bar is going
hand,
to go on
you
this
know?
dude's chest. And he takes a while to do his next set. I get a set in and he goes to do a set. I'm like, I was about to do my next one. And I'm like, I should not pick up these weights. I should not pick up these weights. And I don't. I was like, I don't want to be here right now. Like, that's how I'm feeling. I'm literally feeling this the whole. I was like, I don't want to be here. And I am not kidding you. He was 1, 2, 3, 4 bar spins out straight into his chest, bounces. I'm standing right there. Immediately jump over. Another guy pops up
Oh,
immediately
no.
too. We get the bar off his chest like real fast, and he was fine. He continued to work out. He probably shouldn't have. And we talked to him a little bit. And at that point, I told him, I was like, look, you really need to wrap your thumb. He's like, I've been lifting for 20 years. So
Oh,
he
no.
allegedly had been lifting for a while. I've been lifting for 20 years. And back in the day, they always told me to not wrap your thumb because your thumb can't hold 225. And I was like, well, neither can your chest.
Well, and neither can, like, your 4 other fingers. I mean, you
Well,
know?
that's when I mean, my adrenaline was kind of up because I mean, this bar did
Yeah.
bounce off this dude's chest. And I was like, yeah, when he said that to me, I was like, yeah, well, your thumb is actually one of your strongest fingers. So wrap your thumb. You always want to wrap your thumb. Nowadays we call that a death grip. There's no reason to not wrap your thumb.
Hmm.
And so hopefully from now on, he won't be doing that. And I'm sure he was sore
Wow,
the next
man.
day. I mean, in my head, I'm sitting there. I literally,
225 just
yeah. Good thing he was a bigger guy, so he could probably actually take that impact. And that's not me
Yeah.
being joking. I
No, no,
mean,
no, no, I get
yeah,
that. I get
yeah.
that.
He took that. I mean, it bounced, and I was like, dude. And
Ooh.
yeah. So moral of the story: never, always wrap your thumb. Never do a death. Like, what are you doing? It's insane. That's my fitness advice. And I see people doing it
Oh,
all the time
man.
still. And I'm like, guys, wrap your thumb. The bar spins. It's going to go. I saw a guy doing it today, and I'm like, I'm having PS no PSTD, whatever, PSD. What is it? Holy cow!
PTSD.
PTSD. I'm sorry. Sound like an idiot now. But yeah, that was my it's my fitness story. Wrap your thumb. Don't
That's a
take it off
good
the
one.
chest.
That's a good one. Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I definitely wouldn't have said anything before something happened, just because that's the kind of person I am. Maybe I should start being more proactive. Does that teach you that maybe you should say something before something happens?
Uh, I
What
think
do you
so.
take
Yes.
away from this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I think yes, I should be a little more proactive if there's a potential risk happening, and
Yeah.
just you got to go about it the nicest way.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's
Yeah,
the issue is, and maybe you can bleep this, but you will be an asshole if you like walk up and say something in the wrong way to someone, you know,
yeah.
which
It's
is, I don't, it's tough. It's tricky because you can come across looking like not a nice person, you know?
yeah. It was just a. I mean, it happened. I literally was having that whole processing the whole time, not just stereotyping him, but just seeing that grip and knowing those bars.
Uh,
It's
yeah.
it doesn't matter if you have gloves on or not. It's they spin, and when you're doing half choppy reps too, it's like a little
Yeah.
bit less control. Here goes your chest with the bar.
All right. Percentage of people that have gloves on at the gym, go.
Um, there's not a ton of people at Crunch. I would say percentage wise, I would say about 15%,
Okay.
depending on how packed the gym is. Not a ton. Nothing
Okay.
wrong with
Is it, I
gloves,
mean, is
but
the benefit just
there is when you don't grip the bar
purely grip?
correctly. Well, the other thing is um, the amount of elbow stuff, like elbow sleeves, I'm seeing on this might sound boring to people. I'll go through this quickly, but some people
That's fine.
this actually might help them. A lot of elbow issues going on over at the gym. I see a lot of guys in their 40s, 50s, and they got all these elbow sleeves on and all taped up and whatnot. And the reason they're having those issues is the same reason that I was having the issue. Kind of, I was having a tight posterior cuff, but it's because a lot of stuff they're doing, they're not gripping it. They're always false gripping it like this, and it puts more pressure on that elbow. So like if you change your thumb position,
Hmm.
and I don't know, you can maybe you see how it changes my elbow. So look, and I don't know if you can see
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you see my elbow. You see how it changes that.
Yeah, that's weird.
So because they're not gripping it fully or tightly, and there's so much weight, puts a lot of pressure on the elbow over time. That's why they're having elbow issues.
Mm.
Grip the bar, grip the stuff, guys. It's gonna be okay. Makes your grip stronger.
All right. That was it for today, folks. We have to wrap it up on us on a sports performance segment. Okay.
Yeah, well, now we're going to talk about fantasy football. More sports, dude. We did our
True.
draft.
True.
So this episode will probably come out, I guess. It'll probably come out not next week, the week after. So this will be
Couple weeks. Couple
a couple
weeks from
weeks
now.
into the
Okay.
season. How do you feel about your team? We got six persons. We got a six-person
Um.
squad
Yeah.
league.
So it's a small league. 6 people is a little too small for me. Which and not. This is fun. This is purely for fun. Okay. But when you have a 6-man league, the talent on everyone's team is so high that if you every week is kind of a toss up, right? Like there's not one team really that's better than the other, theoretically.
Yeah,
But I personally, 10 to 12-man leagues are the best for depth of talent and like the spread of talent across many different teams. Anyways, that's my fantasy football analysis, but I'm very excited. I think it's going to cause a lot of drama and arguments and a lot of rage within the relationships of the family. So,
yeah, that's exactly how it should be. So we're playing our significant others, the first round, which is fun. So I'm
Mhm.
playing low
You're
this week.
welcome. You're
Yeah.
welcome for that.
Well, she's got a major player on her team potentially not playing with Kelsey being
I know.
hyperextending the knee.
I feel like he'll play. I don't know why. I just feel like he'll play.
Well, I think Lauren said this morning or last night that
ACL's intact, is what they
yeah,
said.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
um, but yeah, the other thing too is I'm in like a very serious fantasy league.
how many
One
people in
that
that one?
12. That one's
Okay.
12. And we're on year 9 of it. So that was pretty hype. I actually drove back home to draft with them and it was cool seeing everybody. And then I'm in one that they just needed a person. So I don't take that seriously. And then I'm in ours And in ours, I don't want to take it too seriously, because no one likes that guy. No one likes the over competitive sort of person, right? And yeah, so I'm trying to find how I can dial it back, you know?
Dude, don't dial it back. I'm not going to dial it back unless
Well,
everyone else is being
for
like,
you, I'm dialing it up.
okay, good.
For every other matchup, I'm trying to be cool and
Well,
collected.
fantasy football, even if you don't, I mean, everything is so simple now on you don't have to know anything and you can get a relatively good team because it's kind of automated. And for those of us listening that never played it, I kind of want to briefly go over the setup. It'll take me less than a minute. It's super simple.
Hmm.
And it's I think there's 9 people on a team, right? Like in your,
Yep.
okay.
Starting
So
lineup.
yeah, your starting lineup. So essentially you just have your group of people, you do a draft, so you're picking your players, and it's one person to the next, and you have one quarterback that you play,
Yep.
2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, 1 tight end, a flex, which can be anything, right?
Well, a wide receiver, tight end, or running back.
Okay, so the flex can be either one of those. So technically, you can
Yep.
play like 3, and then your kicker, and then a defense. And you just put those into your lineup, and based on how many points they get versus the other team you're playing and the points they get, you win or lose. And it's so simple. It's not even that complicated.
It's very simple. The big thing to me is that the draft really sets up the success for the rest of the league. So like if you do not draft well, it's not good.
Yeah. Well, everyone's team's pretty stacked if you look at the projected
Uh,
points. So
Oh, I agree.
it's going to make
And
it
that's why I
interesting.
was worried because I've been in leagues before where it's like 6 people. I mean, it's for fun, right? Every time it's like less than 10 people, the league is always kind of for fun. But I've been in a league before where the person didn't really know what they were doing in the draft. And so they just drafted players they've heard of and they got dominated, like destroyed all season long, didn't win a game, which, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
that's definitely not
even
going to
if it's
happen in
just
our
for
league.
fun, that's not fun. No, it's not going to happen in our league, but it's not fun to lose every single week, no matter what, even if it's just a joke, you know? But that's just me.
Yeah, no, I get it. But yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
It'll be great. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
And the app is so simple too. It shows you projected. You just put it in and out. If you've never played fantasy football and you want to do something different and kind of get into sports, I think even though we haven't started, I'm already kind of more excited. It's something to do with your friends.
It is definitely the easiest way to get into watching a sport. So if you feel like you're missing out on something or you want to watch more sports, do a fantasy league or do like stupid little daily fantasy stuff. I think they have options for that. So you don't even need like a big group of people. You could just do a head 1v1 match with someone. So,
I wonder if they ever put a price on doing fantasy football. Like there was a small fee. How much money would they make? Because
yeah.
people be up in arms about it. But
Well, I will say, like, if you want all the premium uh, news or the premium like articles about certain players, you have to pay. But like for all of the functions of the app, it's free.
yeah,
So
and they're so smooth. It's crazy that it is free.
yeah,
It's almost like
yeah,
this shouldn't be free.
yeah, true.
I was watching a video the other day. Larry David, you know who Larry David is, right?
Yeah,
Okay, Larry David. I guess he's technically a comedian and a director of a lot of shows. Curb Your
yeah,
Enthusiasm, and he's part of Seinfeld too, right? Am I
yeah.
crazy?
I think he's the not the creator, but like the director. I'm looking it up.
Yeah, that and Curb Your Enthusiasm. But Larry David was on some talk show, and they asked him if you had to change one thing about football, like professional football, what would you do? And he goes, immediately take out the goalposts.
Oh, I saw that, dude. I saw that. The greatest take in
Yeah.
NFL history, I think,
Yeah. No, I agree with him.
and
He was like,
college.
take out the goalposts. The fact that all of these guys are doing so much work on the field, and there's all this technical plays and setup, and they're doing all this crazy stuff, and then you've got one dude he was like, he didn't even call him a foot. He's not even a football player. He's a kicker, and he goes out there and he's just got to hit it through the goalpost that dictates a game. He goes, take out the goalposts. They're so dumb. I was like, I mean, I kind of agreed. He made a good opinion about
It was, yeah. I mean, I was trying to think of the best counter argument besides like you'd probably have to change the scoring up a little bit, right? Like what things are worth, you know?
it.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, great opinion, you know?
Yeah, his little tangent about it was take out the goalpost.
Yeah.
He's I don't even know what that show was, but I've seen him do another rant. It wasn't about sports. He did another rant about going to weddings. He's like, if your wedding is more
Okay.
than an hour away, or if you're gonna make me fly to come to your wedding, I'm not coming.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Especially if you're not a family member, because I'm not getting on a flight to go to your destination wedding for a couple of
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, no. That does not sound appealing to me. He why am I saying he? Have you heard the thing where people are like soccer is a dumb sport or whatever because of the scoring,
Yeah, and
right?
then
How it's always super low score.
yeah,
But then for football, the final score might be like 21-14. But do you know what that score actually is?
yeah, it's 2-3
It's
basically.
2-3.
Yeah.
It's 2-3. So the arbitrary points doesn't mean anything. I feel like in soccer, they should just add 100 to the score. And that would be, I feel like people would like it more,
Just
honestly.
just make it scoring like Quidditch is, where the scoring is
Yeah.
completely the Quidditch scoring is ridiculous. What is it?
Yeah.
1,000 points for the snitch, but then like 10
No,
points for
no,
the
it's not that crazy. It's
100.
not
It's
that crazy.
100 points, something
It's
like that.
150 for the snitch, and it's 10 points for the ball going through the little hoop thing, you know?
Yeah, and then it ends the game. But if you don't have enough points in the other way, then you just ended the
You
game
just lose.
lost,
Yeah.
which is a weird scoring system. It's like, well, I can't catch it now, guys. You got to score more points.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I think in the books it talks about the longest Quidditch game, which is like it's like over a month,
Yeah,
you know, because they can't stop until they found the snitch.
got to catch the snitch. Harry Potter and football, very very similar, and soccer, all in the same.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
I'm excited for when that series comes out. They're finally doing
Which
it.
one?
They're doing a Harry Potter series. I believe
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
HBO or now Max is doing it,
yeah.
and we'll see how it goes. They actually just I've been watching a little bit of it. They just released, I guess just last week, a live action One Piece show on Netflix,
hmm
and I've been watching One Piece the anime. I'm only like 80 episodes in out of 1,000, but I'm committed now. And yeah, I enjoy it.
I mean, that's not even like, is that 8%? Like,
You froze. What was it?
yeah, I know. I said, is that even 8%? 80 episodes of 1,000?
No, we got a ways to go. Yes, but
Uh,
they released a live action version of it, and
I did see some commercials of it. Yeah.
I've only watched one episode, and so far I'm fine with it. I'm like, okay, they're doing a good job. And you know what? The argument is always, can anime be live action and done well? So do you think that, because you've watched Hunter x Hunter, do you think they could ever really
hmm
take Hunter x Hunter and actually make it into a show? I don't know if it's possible. They're trying with One Piece. They're
Um,
doing okay, but how far can they really take some of the powers or stuff and not make it cheesy?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one for sure because, I mean, I guess the best example that they have for it being bad is the Avatar Last Airbender movie, right? Where the powers
Mm,
just looked terrible,
yeah.
terrible.
Well, they're
So,
trying a
but
series, so
yeah, I know. But I feel like if you tried to do like half live action, half animated, it might come across as comical and kind of goofy, you know?
if there's any in and outs on this episode, we're having a little bit of internet technical difficulties, but we're just gonna keep pushing through. Yeah, I don't know the One Piece. I'm gonna keep watching it, but It's doing okay. It's difficult to do the powers. Can Hunter do it? I did.
Yeah.
Did I send? I know I sent it to my brother. I don't know if I sent it to you. Did you see the Rebel Moon trailer for the new movie coming out? Have you seen that yet?
Rebel Moon. What is Rebel Moon?
Exactly. Let me go to
Okay.
YouTube real quick. No, it
Okay.
just it was on TikTok. It was a sponsored video of Rebel Moon, and it was
Oh,
just a. I guess it's a Netflix official teaser trailer. Netflix. I guess it's a movie, but it's a Zack Snyder movie that's going to be done on Netflix, and it looks like Dune meets Star Wars. You have to watch it after this.
Dune
It's.
meets Star Wars. Okay.
I guess I could
I
pull.
mean,
I could pull it up here. Do a little screen share action here, just to destroy the connection even more.
yeah, of course. Um, we're gonna get copy striked for this too. So
Oh, will we?
I don't know.
Guess we're gonna find out.
In myth, she was
I'm not
called
playing the
the
audio. Can you
Redeemer.
hear the audio?
Yeah, I can hear the audio.
It was said
See how crazy this
would
looks?
stop the madness of war.
Whoa,
Yeah, just like the visuals.
looks pretty intense. Yeah.
That she would
Pan through here real quick.
a new age of peace.
What do you think they want?
So if you haven't seen this trailer, it definitely looks like something that could be something.
But the myth
Rebel Moon. There you go.
I don't know. The vibe I got was like high tech Narnia.
Yeah. It when I sent it to my brother, he said that it's trying to be too much of one, like everything. That might be the issue. It's like it's trying to be
Oh,
this,
okay.
this, this, and this.
Yeah,
So
I
it
can
might
see
be,
that.
yeah. Looks cool. Has potential.
Is it based
I
on a
don't
book or is it just brand
know.
new?
I don't know. I think it might be based on a book. I keep see Rebel Moon books. Googling. This is how I Google things. Don't know.
That was good.
I don't know. We're never gonna know. If you want to know, you can Google it yourself, peoples. You can Google it yourself. All right, what other topics do I have here? Bench press. If you saw my notes of what stuff I wrote down, bench press, guy I saved. That's one of the things. We have to go. We have to go here.
Okay.
I saw a video. I don't know where I saw this. I don't know how true it is. I want to believe that it's true, so I'm gonna just completely and wholeheartedly just consume the fact that it is true. But it was talking about there's a potentially a direct correlation between someone's intelligence and their spatial or awareness when they're out in public, in the sense of when you're doing something, being aware of that you're in the way of someone else, blah blah blah, and there's a direct correlation to that and intelligence. And I think about that now after seeing that like 2 weeks ago, when I go to Kroger, and the amount of times in my head I'm just like move, and now that's why I believe it. That if you,
So you're saying stupid people don't move for other people?
based on this study, yes,
Mm-hmm.
that if you are lacking in spatial awareness of things that are going on in your surrounding, there is a potential correlation between your intelligence. So if you find yourself not paying attention while other stuff is going on, you need to stop being a dum dum.
I feel like it's probably more just like
that's what I
a
believe.
social kind of intelligence, a social awareness more than it is like a intelligence, right? A smartness factor. But
Yeah.
I agree. I feel like it is definitely a level of intelligence that is easily seen and easily able to be measured, right?
Yeah. Well, I was even taking it further with the whole like like going to Kroger and going grocery shopping. I think to a certain point there needs to be like you get a license, like you got to go to a class on how you need to operate. This is how much it drives me insane. Like if you have a cart, you have to have a license to go into Kroger, because if you are in the way and you need to get dinged, like there needs to be a flag. Like you've been in the way this journey for 5 different people, you are on probation. So probation being you can only you can't make any more offenses, or you're gonna not be able to come to the store. You need to go to a different store and bother other people, because it drives me nuts that if I'm walking by, I have a big cart and I'm walking, and if you are not being prepared to move, or within 2 seconds you don't feel my presence and you are not moving, you are a problem. And it drives me insane. So there needs to be grocery shopping licenses for you to be able to go, so you're not in the way of other people of how you operate a cart and you're in that setting. Mic drop.
Do you remember as a kid when your parents was like, do you want to drive the cart?
Kind of.
Yeah. So you would take that away from children?
100%. 100%. No, I wouldn't take it from. I wouldn't take it from the children.
Authoritarian Brandon here has spoken.
Typically, the children aren't the issue, because usually, if someone is letting their child push the cart, guess what the parent's doing? They're usually paying more attention that the cart is in the right spot, so their kid doesn't get a problem. So it's not the kids. Fair. I think it's the parents, because I remember when I was a kid, I clipped a person's ankle one time, and I got in a lot of trouble. Whoops. Totally my fault, though. I just clipped someone's ankle. It hurts so bad.
Yeah, of course that does. Why would you do that to somebody?
I didn't mean to.
Yeah. So you were the unintelligent person there.
Exactly. 100%. But I was very much.
Why do people study those things?
Like the studies.
Why are we studying people at the grocery store?
There was actually some of the studies that I've seen in grocery stores, like they'd wear glasses and it would track where their eyes were looking at stuff. And this is not related to, it's just studies in grocery stores, but not social intelligence. But it basically gives them information and data on where to put stuff. So certain parts of the shelf basically dictate where the higher value items are going to be, or the companies that are paying for them to be on certain parts of the shelf, because it's where you look.
Oh, definitely. The lowest shelf has to be the least expensive advertising wise, right?
Yeah. And they even take it further.
No one looks down. You look up more than you look down, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Theoretically.
Yeah. So Lauren, I think she's here. I don't know if she's here right now. Lauren had to come home for a second.
Lauren's here?
I don't know. She said, she texted me. She said, "Can I grab a Coke?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe she's not here yet. Maybe she's just going to run in and grab a Coke," which is totally fine. Yeah, but there should be a license for you to get a Kroger now. If you're in the way, you get in trouble. That's what I believe.
You're crazy. I don't know. That's a crazy take.
Yeah.
I would like you to continue that and try and. Have you ever been to a city council kind of meeting, public forum type deal?
No.
I have zero desire to go to one, ever, but I want you to go to one and argue that point.
Could you imagine
That would be really funny.
If I were to do it, you'd have to go with me.
Yeah.
You would be laughing the entire time. If I could do it well, if I could really sell it and be like, "Look,
that would be cool,
guys." You just have to be really dramatic about it and be like, "Look, guys, we have a huge issue in this city. And
listen up."
The issue is people at Kroger are in the way and they need to move. Lauren, you're good.
Exactly.
I'm doing a rant about Kroger right now. I'm doing my rant about a Kroger and getting licenses. I was trying to be dramatic. We got to go back to me being dramatic. Bye. You can grab a cold one. There's a cold one in the mini
Lock
fridge.
it in.
Okay.
Lock it in. Lock it in, Brandon.
I'm going to go back to being. I'm sorry. I'm going to go back to my dramatic take. We got to get this. We got to get this one. I'm practicing for the city council.
Lock it in, dude.
All right. Back to the top. Don't. Okay. We have a huge problem in the city, and it's people at Kroger being in the way too much. If I'm coming down the aisle with my cart and I can't fit through the aisle because your cart's in the way and you're not paying attention that I'm coming down and you cannot fix this issue, we need to figure out a way to take care of it. And the way that I think we should take care of it, my proposal is that in order to go into grocery stores from now on, you have to have a license that is based off a class that you went to, showing how you need to operate in a store. paying attention at all times that you are not in the way. Because if you are in the way, you are the problem. And that's my pitch.
Wait a minute. I recognize you.
Yes,
You
no,
were
maybe so.
harassing that woman at the grocery store, weren't you? Denied. Denied. Scene.
No.
That was good.
Thanks. This edit is going to be wild. Hopefully they're cutting in and out. It could make it's going to be interesting.
You are going to have
if there is just hard aggressive cuts going on, guys, it's just happening. And not only is there hard aggressive
nightmare with this episode because I could barely hear you right now, and then you could barely hear me, and then you're going to have to get both. Yeah, this is going to be good. I'm excited to see how you turn this out. You know,
it might fix itself. It might.
I think it will. I think it will. It's just like the delay is always tough, right?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But not only are we cutting in and out on our screens while doing this, is we're just randomly going from one topic to the other. One thing, next thing.
It's kind of a bit of a whirlwind, right? Like, I still haven't figured out what I like listening to as far as a podcast goes. Because sometimes, like, if they're really invested in the topic that they're talking about, the time flies by, right? But sometimes they talk about a topic and I'm like, hey, can we not? This is really boring to me, you know? And then, but sometimes if they go too crazy, then I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, it's tricky I guess in the sense of a lot of podcasts, what they do, they just have someone on that's famous and they'll interview them, like the bigger ones, right? Or some of the ones that I listen to, they're all comedic, which they're chopping it up and saying, outlandish stuff, which makes it a little bit easier to kind of keep entertainment value. So it makes it challenging on like where do you go to entertain you? Are you entertaining while educating, while saying something that's not too boring? Because there's been episodes on the Joe Rogan podcast. I listened to a lot of his episodes that someone's on there and I try and I'm like, yeah, I don't care about this. And then the whole episode's kind of shot.
Yeah. And I feel like that's fine. You know, it's okay to not be interested in what's happening in a podcast because you just listen to a different one, listen to a different episode, you know?
Yeah. Actually, it brings this up. There's a podcast that comes up on my TikTok feed. Okay. And it's two guys and I'm going to show what the podcast is because I want to see if you have the same feeling. And I know
I think I know the podcast you're talking about.
It's for some reason, it always pops up. And I got to the point of just being annoyed because their content wasn't for me to have the following that they did. I was like, so I would just keep hitting not interested to see if they would get it off my feed as an experiment to see if it would get it off my feed. And I was tired of seeing their stuff and it still would push it through. And I'm like, this is wild. And I just took a picture of it. Oh man.
Well, don't expose them.
Oh, I'm going to expose them.
Wow. That's rude. Is it
rude? Should I not expose them? Well, there's nothing wrong with their podcast. It's just not for me. And the whole part about this, the main gist of what I'm trying to get across is even though I was clicking not interested, their content was still getting pushed through my feed. They have 3.2 million followers on TikTok, which is a lot. And it's the Basement Yard podcast with these guys. Can you see these guys?
Wait, are you putting?
Yeah.
Wait, what are they called?
It's called the Basement Yard. And
Basement Yard.
Yeah, and it just keeps pushing it through. I was like, I've hit not interested on these guys a handful of times, and they just keep coming up. One popped up the other day, and I was like, I'm not interested.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Do I know these guys? I think I do. Oh, I actually kind of like them. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of dig the vibe.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do. So.
Well, it's not. Well, like I said, it wasn't. It was just for a period of time. It just kept popping up my feed.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. It became stale or old or.
Yeah, it became a running joke. Bless you. Bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, do you like my sweatshirt?
Only you, Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon. You went there this summer. How was that? Actually, that's a good.
It was sick.
Yeah,
it was sick. You know, I'm normally one of those people that like. I'm kind of like ooh, well, why should I care about nature? And that sounds so bad, but why do people enjoy just like staring at green things? And honestly, I got out there. It was kind of nice. It was kind of really cool. And maybe it's just the size or the vastness of it. But like, I got out there and I was thinking, am I actually going to enjoy staring at this thing for like a couple hours or whatever? And I did. So yeah, that's kind of, I don't know, maybe other people have that opinion about like nature and like parks and stuff, but like I got out there and really enjoyed it. So
Yeah, I would agree. Not that I don't care about it, but I would agree. It's just something that is so big like that. Until you get there and experience it, like, oh, this is actually it usually exceeds expectations. It's like, oh, it's just
that's exactly
green.
what happened.
Yeah, but you guys went to Grand Canyon and then
We did all not all of them, but like we did a couple different canyons. There's like Glen Canyon. There's the north side of the Grand Canyon, the south side, the east side, the west side. So there's a lot of different places you can go, and you kind of do get a different viewing experience, I guess.
gotcha.
So, which was kind of nice. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
taking photos, and then I would look at the photo, and it just like can't even put it into a picture.
Yeah. No, I haven't been out to any like stuff like that, but I always like to travel more, but things are expensive. Gotta work.
They really are.
Gotta
They
work.
really
All right.
are,
One
man.
last topic to finish this puppy out. I sent the chair pants to you guys. Uh,
Chair pants.
if you
I
ever
want
watch
some
this,
chair pants.
if you ever watch the show Jury Duty, or if you haven't, I'd recommend it. It's pretty good. If you're of age to watch it, obviously at all times, remember recommending a show, but it's pretty funny. It's a good show. And there's a character in the show, not to spoil anything. This isn't really a spoiler, but maybe entice you or completely direct you the opposite way. There's a guy that's kind of goofy that creates chair pants, and it kind of becomes a running joke of the show for a little bit. And I was scrolling through Instagram, and they've actually made them for people that are standing for long periods of time of actual real life chair pants.
Yeah, I want a pair. I'm not gonna
Chair
lie.
pants are real.
Kinda do.
We've been freezing in and
Just
out.
to try them out.
Try them out. Chair pants are real. We've been freezing in and out. We've talked about 10 to 20 different things. I saved a dude's life. This is episode 55.
Thanks for suffering through that one with us. You at home.
Mike from Kentucky. All right, we're out. Bye.